Well, retirement can sneak up on you from a financial standpoint, and here to answer some of those tough retirement questions, joining us this morning is Merrill Edge Director of Consumer Banking, Joe Santos. Joe, thanks for coming on in.
It's great to be here today.
A lot of important questions. Let's start with people perhaps who are over 50 years old and retirement now in sight for them, of course. What should they start thinking about?
Sure. Well, what I will tell you is that with all those years of working and savings, now isn't the time to take your foot off the gas when it comes to your retirement plan.
Okay.
And there's a number of things that we need to think about when it comes to, if we have retirement coming up in the next 10 or so years.
Right.
The first thing we need to do is make certain that we take a look at our investments and make sure that we're still diversified, but investing for growth. Because it can be tempting to step away from stocks. We're thinking that we're taking away the risk, but the reality is that well-balanced portfolio is really what's going to take to drive the income that we need to fund a retirement that could last for some 3 decades, right?
Yeah.
We also need to make certain that we're focused on our overall plan to understand what is truly going to be needed as we're moving forward into retirement.
Okay, yeah, it's important. And you talk about 3 decades. I mean, we're living a whole lot of life as well. What about debt? If I'm planning to retire soon, for example, what should I be concerned about when we're talking about debt?
Right. Well, the last thing we want to do is go into retirement with a significant amount of debt, right? One thing we can do is really take some steps to really start to pay more on our mortgages, for example. We want to make certain that we are paying off that home before we retire. We also don't want to take on any additional credit card debt. We want to really pay for all those expenses in cash, right? Because again, I mean, think about that. The debt that we're taking on, on those credit cards, we're paying like 10% interest on that debt, right? That could be money to we could boost our overall retirement savings.
Right. Stay away from those free offers.
No.
Sign up for a car to get a free offer.
I mean, again, we just got to think about how that works.
Okay, and let's talk about healthcare costs. We're living longer now, as you just talked about, 3 decades longer, or longer time to live.
Sure.
How should we plan for that?
Well, I mean, for individuals that are retiring at age 65 or older, Medicare is going to cover most of those routine medical costs, right? But we may want to consider like a supplement plan that will take care of some of those non-routine expenses. Those are going to be going up in retirement. It's also a great time to be thinking about a long-term care policy too. And when we look at how much that would cost, those premiums, if we start looking at them now versus later, it can be a lot less expensive today than if we were looking into the future. There's some tax benefits around health savings accounts too, but what I can tell you is what's most important is that we have a plan in place that takes into consideration all those additional costs of healthcare in retirement.
Right. It's a good point. Yeah, I mean, so much to think about as well. And what about where I live? Should I stay in our home? Or should we're talking about downsizing? Lots of.
I mean, that's such an important question, Craig. The fact is that we need to decide where we're going to be because that's going to affect our expenses. Do we want to stay local? Right. If we stay local, maybe we want to downsize to maybe a smaller home, something with less maintenance costs. Maybe even get rid of those stairs. Right.
Oh, right. Exactly.
But those lower maintenance costs are going to be able to help us, especially when it comes to boosting our overall savings. But we may want to potentially move to a city that has lower cost of living, maybe better access to public transportation or even low taxes. But remember, family is oftentimes people's #1 life priority. So to be closer to the grandkids, maybe we have to move somewhere where the expenses are higher. As long as we have a plan in place that really is looking at those additional expenses and sitting down with a financial solutions advisor to be able to help to put that plan together, we can go into retirement very confidently.
I like that. A confident key word.
Yes,
It's so good.
Yes,
it's so good to have you because we have so many great questions, and I love your enthusiasm and great information, great advice. And you talked about where we live and planning for
absolutely.
So
I mean, it's so key. A plan in place is going to make certain we're well on our way.
Let's look forward to those plans.
Absolutely, correct.
All right, great. Well, thanks so much.